Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Kristin Hildabrand, Warren County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Good morning, Kristin.
Good morning, Joanna.
Now, Kristin, I know apple season is kind of on the tail end, but this is a perfect recipe for harvest and holidays.
Yes, I absolutely love this recipe. I can attest to it just because I use it a lot at my home, and so I think a lot of our watchers this morning will enjoy it too. But this is our plated up Kentucky Proud recipe for Apple Cranberry Waldorf Salad, and I love it just because it's fairly simple. It's easy to whip up and just put it in the refrigerator. And for anybody that's coming over to your house for the holidays, this is the perfect recipe to have. And this is a really simple recipe. It is highlighting apples for the season. So I want to mention there's so many different varieties of apples out there. I know I have my favorites. You probably have your favorites. So the one that we have on the set with us is a Golden Delicious apple. It actually, the recipe calls for two different kinds of apples, a red and then also a yellowish green apple. So whatever you have on hand, an apple is an apple. So to start, in a medium-sized bowl, Joanna, we're going to take 2 cups of apples, and we're just going to go ahead and make sure we clean that, and then we're going to chop them up, which we've already done that to make it pretty simple. And then also to the recipe, you'll need a cup of chopped celery.
Okay.
Like I said, if you don't have celery on hand, I don't always have celery, but you might want to sub out for pineapple or something like that. To this, you'll also need some halved green grapes. It's also a cup. And then you'll also need a cup of halved red grapes.
And that's probably just to give it a little color. So if you didn't have red grapes, it's probably the recipe flavor is probably not going to be different. It's just not as colorful.
Yes, yeah. But I love like you said, the way it's looking in our dish here. You'll also need 1.5 cups of cranberries, dried cranberries. I love this because it kind of gives a sweetness to everything. And then you'll also need some walnuts. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup. If you have a nut allergy, you can just take this out, or whatever nut that you have on hand.
Pecans or something like that, you can certainly use that. It's going to give a lot of different textures. The chewiness of the cranberries, the crunch of the apple, the even crunchier nut. So you got all kinds of textures going on there.
Next to our dish, we're going to add a cup or 8 ounces of vanilla yogurt. And you can use Greek yogurt, vanilla Greek yogurt if you want to, for a little extra protein, Joanna. This is going to be our binding agent, basically. So I'm going to make sure I scrape all of that goodness out of here. And then the next thing that we have, especially for the fall season, I love honey. So we've got 2 tablespoons of honey here. This is going to make it so good. This is like the flavors of fall, this salad right here.
It's natural sweetness, and so you can kind of feel good about that. Bees worked really hard to make that.
They absolutely did. And then for a little extra season here, we've got some cinnamon, and we've got about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm just going to pour that right on top. And Joanna, that is all of our ingredients. So what we do now here is we just simply use a spatula and just incorporate all this goodness together. And like you said, with all the apples that we have, you're getting fiber that way. You're getting like all the juiciness of the grapes, the red and also the green grapes. The cranberries are going to complement everything so well. And then you're going to get a little bit of crunch from the nuts that you use. We have the walnuts here. And then you're going to get that little bit of kick of honey and just a little bit of sweetness from that cinnamon. You can whip this up and have it ready to go. Put it in your refrigerator, let it chill. One of the things that I like to do, especially with my family at home, is I like to pair it with some pork sliders. It's just an easy, quick meal, and the apples and the pork complement so easily.
Absolutely, and we have a lot of pork recipes that would go great with this dish. And even if you have Thanksgiving leftovers, some turkey or something like that, you could always add that protein.
Yes.
And have a complete meal. But I really think the kids would have a fun time, like preparing this with the family, making memories. And this could be a traditional dish for your family during the holidays.
Right. Now, if anybody would like this recipe, just contact us here at the Extension Office. It's an Apple Cranberry Waldorf Salad, so we hope you enjoy it, and it's a great recipe to serve at the season.
All right, Kristin, well, thanks for the information and the inspiration. And if you need recipe inspiration, make sure to contact your local Extension Office. We have a host of recipes. Kristin and I just went through them yesterday, and there are boxes on top of boxes of recipes for anything that you can imagine to serve at your holiday gathering or just during the week. We'd be happy to help with that. Thanks, Kristin, for being here with us today. We appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show. Have a great day.